Mitaki. Hello, everyone. I have a friend, and her name is Ietya, and she is a Moluccan. And the chances are that many of you have not heard the word Moluccan before. Originally, they come from somewhere near the Indonesian islands, and they have a history that's very similar to Native American history in North America. For us, in the beginning, it was the British people who set up their colonies, and then the colonies rebelled against England, and then that's when America was born. Very short version of American history, of the beginning of America. Well, for the Moluccan people, they live on islands, like I said, in the Indonesian area, and their culture, their people were oppressed by several peoples. In World War II, Japan really raised hell with them, and it was the Netherlands who set up colonies on some of their islands. And there was a time where some of the Moluccan people were taken to the Netherlands, and the Netherlands promised them that it would only be for a while and that in time they would take them back. And the reason for that was there was something going on there where other island nations were having conflicts with the Netherlands, and the Dutch colonies felt a sense of responsibility for protecting some of these Moluccan people because there was a kind of an alliance that was not really a good one, but nevertheless, there was an alliance there. And it's a really long history. It's very similar to American Indian history, where we have many different conflicts, wars, battles, and laws, and treaties, and so forth. Something similar happened between the Netherlands and the Moluccans. The Moluccans who were transported from their islands to the Netherlands, as I said, they thought it was only going to be a temporary thing. So many of them did not unpack all their suitcases because they had the mindset that they were going to be going home after a certain number of years, and unfortunately that didn't happen. The Moluccan people that were transported to the Netherlands, they at first were taken to renovated concentration camps. These are the concentration camps that were used to house the Jewish people during World War II. And I find that very strange, yeah, that when they brought the Moluccan people over to Holland, that the Dutch government renovated these Jewish concentration camps, and that's where the Moluccan people stayed. And I find that very interesting because in America, when we were put on our reservations as Indian people, they were basically concentration camps. For Indians, we were not allowed to leave. We were not allowed to hunt. We were not allowed to eat the wild foods that our bodies are used to. We were not allowed to practice our spirituality. It was even against the law to speak our language. So that's what happened to Indian people. And something very similar happened to the Moluccan people too. So as the Dutch government did not keep its promise to the Moluccan people, the American government broke every treaty that they ever made with Indian people, never kept their word. And what happened to the Moluccan people is very similar to what happened to Indian people. So today's Moluccan people are very similar to today's Indian people. So you see their similarities, and the Moluccan people have a family system that's very, very similar to the Lakota Hoyewaye system. In Lakota, the word for mother is ina. Well, the same word exists for the Moluccan people, and it means mother for them too. I think that's pretty interesting. And I've learned a lot about the Moluccan culture from Ietya. She's very knowledgeable, she's very smart, and I find similar humor as well. Every culture has its own style of humor. And Res humor is very similar to Moluccan humor. The people of Ireland and Scotland, their humor is also very similar to Res humor. And all these people, we all have something in common in that our nations were oppressed by a very dualistic and materialistic society, such as England, America, the Netherlands. France did the same thing to a lot of North African countries. England did this all over the world. And what you find is that countries that were oppressed, you see a lot of similarities there. Family is a really big thing. Tioshpae, the extended family, is a really important part of cultures like this, of many cultures like this. So when Yetcha tells me funny stories, I can really identify and we have a really good laugh. And vice versa, when I talk about something that happened on the res, a really funny story, she just laughs and laughs and laughs. And I have to tell her, hey, knock it off now. Hey, you're laughing more than me. That's not right. Hey. Having a laughing contest. Oh, shoot. Anyway, Yetcha really has a fondness and appreciation for Native American culture and spirituality, and especially for Lakota spirituality and culture and language. So she took it upon herself to learn a Lakota song, and I thought this was really cool. And one thing I always say when I make a Lakota song video is that in a lot of songs, the songs use male gender endings. And when men and women are singing together, the women sing the same thing as the men do, which means the women will be singing the male gender endings as well. This is only done when they're singing with men, when men and women are singing together. The reason why is to say the same syllables while singing. The language rules concerning singing are a little bit different than speaking, which is really interesting in our culture. So when I put a song out on YouTube, I use the male gender endings when it's called for, because not all songs have them. But when I sing them, I make the explanation that I just now did, that when men and women sing together, they sing everything together because they want the music to be together. So for that reason, the women will be singing the male gender endings with the men. Now, when women are singing by themselves or a woman is singing alone, then she's going to use the female gender endings. And the reason for this is based on a story called When the Moon Cried. And I told this story on another video, and I will put that link in the description below if you want to hear that story, because it's a really, really cool story. It explains a lot about the foundation of ancient Lakota society. So, Yetcha listens to a lot of my videos, and as such, she knows a lot of things about Lakota culture and spirituality and language. And so when she heard one of the songs that I put on YouTube, she really, really liked it. And she thought she would make recordings for herself. It's the same song, but she added some elements from her culture, including the drum that they use, because the drum is very important in their culture and spirituality as well, just like it is for Lakota people. So she made these recordings and she shared it with me. And I thought, wow, this is really cool. And I asked her if it was okay if I play one of these recordings on my YouTube channel because it's really cool. Both cultures are First Nation peoples, you could say, and we have a lot of similarities and very similar cultural perspectives. And she sang the song really good, and she sang it the way a woman would when she's singing alone, or it's only women who are singing together. And I think it's a really beautiful version. So I would like to play that for you, and I hope you enjoy it. Here we go. For those of you that don't know the Moluccan culture or the Moluccan people and how they ended up in the Netherlands, Google the word Moluccan. Thank you very much for taking the time to listen to this video. I really appreciate it. And if you would like to send a special thanks in support of this channel, look at the bottom of this video where the title is, and right under that, where it says like, dislike, and share, right in that area, slide it towards the left, and you will see the symbols change, and then you will see a heart-shaped button that says thanks on it. If you would like to click on there to send your thanks of support, I would really appreciate it, as I really do enjoy making these videos and speaking with you and spending some time with you. And all I ask is that you take the time to think about the message and come up with your own ideas. So again, thank you very much for listening. To learn more about Lakota spirituality, I have written a book called Wichocha Otechike. This book also includes Lakota Star Knowledge information. All the videos that I make, which are about Lakota spirituality Lakota Star knowledge and cultural information are based on this book. This book costs 99 American dollars. This price includes the shipping cost as well as a tracking number. And to learn more about Lakota language, I have written a Lakota language book called Chante Etanha Owoglake, Speaking from the Heart. And all my Lakota language videos are based on this book. This book costs 119 American dollars. This price includes the shipping cost as well as a tracking number. I also teach online and I give spiritual consultations as well. If you are interested in any of my services and products, you can send payment via PayPal to my email address, which is hehaka7@yahoo.com. That's HEHAKA, the number 7@yahoo.com. When you send your payment, please include your shipping address and your email address. Lila Pilamayelo, thank you very much. And I will catch you in the next video. In the Lakota way, everything is circular. As a result, we do not have a word for goodbye in the Lakota language. And so instead we say until next time, which in Lakota is Doksha Ake.